Alright guys, so back for more NBA Jam Tournament Edition Special Edition. I'll go ahead and switch straight on over to this. We'll turn on the sound here and so you can see what's going on. If you're new here, and I think a lot of you probably are, I started doing this a little while ago. I wanted to do a playthrough here of NBA Jam Tournament Edition, but with the Special Edition. This is, so there's no actual special edition like in real life of NBA Jam Tournament Edition. Where this comes from is there were versions of this ROM that existed in the archive of one of the original developers that had, you know, some assets and things that were not available in other versions of this game. This one includes Michael Jordan and Gary Payton and guys like that. Yeah, so there's Payton, there's Jordan. I think if we go over here, yeah, Shaq's on this game. And there's a whole bunch of like special, you know, extra characters and stuff like that. We gotta play Charlotte again, jeez. So anyway, I wanted to play through this as much as I can. I'm not winning every match or every game or whatever you want to say. We're having a hard time, especially against Charlotte. This is not an easy team to play against. Last time, Morning totally like cleaned our clock, and this is back when LJ was really good. So yeah, man. What do they call him, Grandma? How did he get the nickname Grandma? What's the story behind that? Somebody in the comments has got to tell me about this, because I do not know. You have to remember, like, I was like 10 years old, so like I didn't know what was going on, right? I was like, cool, video games. Yeah, puts up a brick. Take that, huh? Anyway, good time. So the next video to look forward to here on this channel is going to come out tomorrow. It's going to be a video that will talk about our favorite EA Sports games. I've wanted to do this now for a little while. Normally I want to do like a review of like a certain, like a specific game or something like that, but in this case we're going to look at like 5 of them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 EA Sports video games kind of at the same time. I'll give you sort of my opinion on what's going on. And yes, as you can imagine, the fact that I was playing NBA Live 95 yesterday has something to do with that. Not just that I wanted to get like, you know, film or whatever from it, but I also kind of wanted to like understand sort of what it was like and stuff like that. So anyway, that's kind of what's coming up tomorrow. I've got the video already, like my parts and stuff filmed and stuff. I already have actually everything exists. It just has to be edited. So I'll spend some time, hopefully tonight, editing it so that those of you who are members can watch it a little bit in advance. The hope is always that I'll be able to get this stuff done a little bit earlier, but it's not been as simple as it looks. So we'll see what we can do in the future. Meanwhile, we need to actually beat the Hornets. It'd be nice if we could beat this team. Golden State was the first team where I was like, man, it feels like a final boss. This team feels like a final boss as well. I mean, this is a really good team. Oh, so close. Actually, you know, this Charlotte Hornets team might not be a bad idea for like a, you know, video focused specifically on them, because this is a really, really good team and was a really good team in real life, and I'm not sure that I even know like what exactly happened to this team. This team had a lot of hype back then. Come on, Scotty. Come on, Scotty. Get back there. Anyway, all good. I might spend a little bit of time in gameplay too, playing some like really, really awful games. So be prepared for that. Probably do sort of like the 8-bit rounds and stuff like that. One of the reasons why is because I'm always interested in trying to figure out, you know, what sort of thing are people not expecting to see, what sort of thing is not really available, you know, on YouTube and stuff like that. Believe it or not, basketball video games, there are actually more of these available than you think. Although there are certain ideas that nobody's tried. For example, this one, I don't know of anybody who's done a full NBA Jam run on YouTube. So we're one of a kind. Of course, the reason why you don't do it is because NBA Jam games tend to look pretty similar to each other. even if you're doing it in tournament mode, like we are, like I am here, you know, and you're like, I don't know, you're, what was I going to say about that? You're doing it on tournament mode and you don't have like CPU assistance on and stuff like that. Even still, like the games for the most part kind of tend to be like the same sort of thing over and over. Your strategies generally don't change all that much in this game. I think that hang time is probably better in terms of like different strategies and getting different stuff to happen. And as you've probably already guessed, I do plan on doing this same sort of treatment for like NBA Hang Time and for NBA Showtime and for, you know, like a whole bunch of different versions of these games, right? So we got a lot of stuff to do and a long way to go. The crappy part about doing this is that, you know, you're not looking necessarily at like oodles and oodles of views. But the nice thing about taking this kind of approach is that you always know what it is you're going to play, which is important, especially if you're trying to do a couple gameplay videos like this, right? Because sometimes you're sitting there and you're like, geez, what am I going to play next, you know? I don't worry about it so much, right? I know exactly what I'm going to play next, right? It's always going to be on the one days we'll do NBA Jam Tournament Edition, and then the other days we'll do something a little bit more, I guess, sim-focused. I am considering doing a major project, as I noted in yesterday's video with NBA Live, so you know, let me know what you think. Can NBA Live do schedules? I'm guessing that it can. I haven't tried it yet, right? So if you've done it, like, let me know. I'm not sure if it's like the early Madden games where there's like no schedule, or so I'm doing Madden 94 right now on my football channel, and like you don't actually control like a team. Like, and the only thing you can see, you can't see any stats. All you can see is the standings. It's kind of lame. That's the thing about EA Sports, right? EA Sports had a lot of hype back in the days, especially back in you know, 1993 or so. But the truth is that a lot of EA's games were really, really, really overrated back then. I mean, really overrated. And I include the Madden series in that. Like, I haven't gone into much detail about this on my football channel, but if you go back and you take a look at like the old Madden games, you compare it to some of the competitors, you'll see what I'm talking about. Like, you know, Madden was good probably starting in 94. 93 Madden is a game that was really, really popular, and they used that game engine for a whole bunch of different games. But like, the truth of the matter is that Madden in 93 had a lot of problems. And one of the biggest problems is that you couldn't actually play like a full season with the game, right? I mean, it's like, when the world, you know, how are we going to make this work, right? There you go, there's your little dunk. That, by the way, shows up in those EA games, that particular dunk. Dude, I'm pushing everyone around, man. Don't get in my way, bro. Give me that ball. Alright. Anyway, that's one of the things about those EA games. That's the reason why I'm doing this video, kind of like complaining about them, because there's all of this hype around them. You know, there's always this feeling that like the EA games were something really special, and you see that a lot in the old magazines. There's this like assumption that, oh man, this is an EA game, so this is going to be the best of its kind and all that stuff. It's not true. It really is not true. Right. The EA games were very, very overrated. They were overrated, I believe, in large part. There we go. Break that rim. Break that backboard, I mean. I believe that the EA games were overrated in large part because I think EA was actually giving money to some of these publications. I just missed it. That was pretty dumb of me. Anyway, so yeah, that's sort of what was going on with these companies and all this other stuff. I do think that you see something similar a little bit today, but you know, to what EA was doing back then, but it's not entirely the same thing. The big problem I see with gaming today, especially with sports games, is that there's this like general idea that like you have to do something that's like totally realistic to have a game that competes in the market, and it's just not true. I mean, the truth is that actually the most fun games are the games that end up being focused on being a good game, as opposed to being, you know, some sort of like simulation or whatever it is. And so I know there are a lot of people in the comments who keep talking about those old EA games being simulations and not like, you know, video games. But that's actually one of the problems with the game, right? It doesn't play well as a game because instead you're so focused on like doing all this other stuff, you know. It would have been a little bit better if they had been focusing instead of making like a really good game with really good features. Right? As it stands, like, you know, if you're a fan of, say, like the Dream Team, and you want to play a Dream Team game, you have one choice and it sucks. It's awful. It's just a ridiculously bad game, right? I mean, that's basically it. That's all you've got to choose from, right? You've got to play this game if that's the thing you want to play. Unless you find like a good, I don't know, like a hot hack of something or something like that. So like if you want to play Team USA or whatever, I can't remember which version of it, but there's a version of NBA Jam that's been hacked that will let you do something like that, you know. You can find it, but, you know, like if you want to do it like the real way and like know what things felt like back in, you know, 1992 or whatever, you kind of have to go for the EA game, and that's kind of a problem. Anyway, I know you can hear the heater on behind me. Today's a little bit colder. We still have a lot of ice outside. It hasn't fully melted, but at least I was able to get the garbage can out, which makes me very happy. That tells you sort of how old I am. So here once again for a second, we're going to go into a second game here before long. As usual, I'll say, you know, if you enjoy what I do, if you like watching these videos, consider supporting me, consider becoming a channel member, or go over to Patreon and hook me up there. I know I promised, like, you know, last time I did this, I was going to get those Jordan games uploaded, and here I am and I haven't done it yet. So I'm still getting all that stuff sorted out. We have a lot of Jordan games, man. I'm going to have to get more storage space. I've already got about 8.5 terabytes of old sporting events, and we got more coming up. So anyway, enough of that. Let's go ahead and play the next game. So we were able to win, which amazes me. Let's do it again, baby. The other thing I want to talk about is, hope you guys, those of you who watched it, I hope you enjoyed the Cactus Basketball game yesterday, or at least the little part that you watched. I'm not 100% surprised, right? The viewership was not exactly all that high, which is perfectly fine. And then most people who watched it watched like 5 or 6 minutes, which is fine for me. Jeez, we gotta play Shaq. Yeah, we're getting to the point here where it's getting a little bit hard. All right. I have never won the tip. I have never won the tip. If you know how to win the tip, let me know. I have never won it. I mean, like, not even once. Jeez, man. Alright. Well, that's not gonna work. Alright, Scotty, we gotta figure out some way to make this work. There we go. That's the way we do it. Just shove Shaq down. Man. He's got all that strength. That's the problem. Scotty, give me a pick. Or not. You can just like stand there instead. Why don't you do that? That's helping. Anyway, it's all good. So yeah, I'm gonna do more of these games with Cactus Basketball. I think I've decided that's gonna end up being sort of the replay engine as opposed to Hoops, which kind of sucks because I did spend money on Hoops. But I think that Cactus is a much better game for those purposes. Even though it's kind of hard sometimes to keep up with the play-by-play. I think my biggest problem with it is that it's very much a, you know, this guy has the ball, now that guy has the ball, and you know. I do have to ask, like, how much of this is actually worth going through, right? But for the most part, though, I think it's pretty good. There we go. That's a little bit more like it. Man, I tell you, Shaq is big. Anyway, there are a whole bunch of other seasons of Cactus, but I do want to do this 86-87 season, mostly because I've already got a bunch of stuff about it. It was, so Jordan's actual second full season, right, because he was injured in 85-86. So you've got that is Dr. J's final season. So the 76ers were doing that weird thing where they had, like, you know, the Dr. J tributes to, like, every game. I played that wrong. Anyway, so you've got that stuff going on that season. Of course, it was the last of the classic Celtics-Lakers finals. Yeah, Hardaway, baby. Anyway, it's a pretty interesting season. That's one of the reasons why I've wanted to do it. There's a lot of, like, interesting stuff going on in 1986-87. It's also a season where, like, the NBA was really kind of coming to into its own finally. That's the season where the NBA finally was becoming popular again, and it's kind of like the gateway to the 1980s. Dude, Shaq is so big, man. I'm trying to get this guy off of me. I can't get him off of me. Anyway, so that's the reason why we're doing that season. Normally, I think most people would go for, like, a season before, like, you know, 83-84, right? So I was born in 84. I was actually born during the NBA Finals, not like there, but I was in the hospital when the Celtics and Lakers were playing, so that's my claim to fame. Yeah, man, we haven't done very well here, have we? We keep falling behind. There you go. That's signature. Anyway, though, yeah, we'll do that 86-87 season first. I really like the idea of you know, continuing with that and pushing that along. Despite the problems with the game, you know, there are issues with, like, the game making guys unavailable for random reasons and doing all sorts of other, like, really kind of sketchy things. Plus, there's the fact that it's all in MS-DOS, you know, and it's all text-based, so that might not be the most attractive thing for some, but, you know, so it is. It's fun. It's a different thing. And again, this is something that, you know, is not very common on the platform, so we might as well do it. No one else is going to do it. All right, here we go to halftime once again. All right, not much else going on here, so we'll go ahead and jump straight back into it. No way. Yeah, I agree. No way Jordan misses that dunk. You know, what's that, man? It's ugly, ugly, ugly ball. Scott Skiles. And there was a time, like right around this time, where, like, the Magic were just, like, a really, really big team. People love this team, man. Especially with big old Shaq. Shaq, I feel, doesn't get enough credit, to be 100% honest with you, right? I mean, I know that he did, you know, he's a commentator and he was well known, you know, TNT and all that stuff. If you listen carefully to you know, what Shaq says on those shows, like, while Barkley's kind of like the personality, Shaq actually is extremely intelligent and is, you know, I feel like, you know, he doesn't get enough sort of credit for a lot of the contributions that he makes. Or that he made. I mean, is he with this new thing that they're doing on whatever, ESPN or something? I've been kind of out of it for the last little while. One of the problems with the NBA is that you feel like, why am I watching this regular season game, right? You know, because, like, everyone makes the playoffs anyway. Anyway, it's all good. But Shaq, seriously, is, I think, very, very underrated in terms of being, like, a great basketball mind. I think the same thing of, what's his name? There we go. There you go, Scotty. Take it. Yeah, I was going to say, I think the same of Bill Russell. If you watch a lot of vintage NBA, Bill Russell was on CBS and also was on, oh, sweet. He was also on TNT, or sorry, TBS back in like the 80s, you know. Bill Russell ended up losing his job in the end as a commentator. People, I guess, thought that he wasn't saying much or offering much or something like that. I don't understand it. I do think that there is a tinge of racism when it comes to dealing with some guys like that. In the terms of, when it comes to Bill Russell, we know that there was because of, dude, what's his name? That one total jerk. I can't remember his name. But in the 82 finals, I think it was, made a real racist comment about Bill Russell while he was sitting right there, which was just ridiculous. Anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about, man. I'm too busy here trying to focus on Shaq, man. But Bill Russell, in terms of being like an NBA commentator, was really, really good. And had a lot of great things to say. And the other cool thing about him that people don't realize is that he had this like really, really dry sense of humor. And like, you know, the thing is, on television it doesn't always shine through, and like a lot of people, like, they don't get it, right? I find him absolutely just a joy to listen to, these old Bill Russell broadcasts. I could listen to him all day, right? He might not have been like the most articulate in terms of, you know, being able to, like, you know, I don't know, do like the Vince Scully thing or anything like that, right? But in terms of being like, you know, an interesting, you know, sort of player commentator, I thought he was great. I thought he was actually a lot better than what's his name, who did them all with the Boston guy who did all of them with Dick Stockton. What's his name? There you go. I'm saying a lot of what's his name here because I'm too busy trying to beat the freaking Magic. I think Shaq made like one three-pointer in his whole career, right? And he's made one in this game. Yeah, thanks a lot, man. Could you imagine, though, if Shaq had the ability to hit these three-pointers in real life? I mean, he would be impossible to play against. You talk about Wemby, man. We wouldn't even be talking about no Wemby. We'd be talking about nothing but Shaq. Shoot, we're going to lose this game, man. Oh, man, that was really bad. Yes! Oh, we did it! We did it! Oh, yeah! Haha! Woo! Best moment in channel history right there, baby. Oh, man! Haha! Oh, I thought I screwed that one up with that dunk at the end. So, yeah, there you go. Shaq hit three-pointers in that game. 50% from behind three-point land. Jordan only hit 2. So Shaq was better than Jordan at hitting threes. Well, Shaq's only good at this game because there's no free throws, right? That must be it. So we've defeated 19 of the 27 teams. We play the Spurs next. So we got to play Mr. Robinson next. So that's going to be fun. Bulls win this one 56-55. This is the best game so far, man. That was the best game so far in this series, so thanks for joining me for that. I got to think of a title for this. I don't know what I'm going to say, but man, that was amazing. So, all right, talk to you guys again tomorrow.